All right, everyone, welcome back. So, our 2024 trade deadline previews continue on today with the Nashville Predators. So, the Predators are a team that, obviously, they are kind of in the middle of the pack, especially in the Central Division. They're battling for a wild card spot currently, and they're another one of those teams that it might not be until around March 2nd, March 3rd when we find out what exactly this team's going to do. So, as of today, they are currently 27, 25, and 2 for 56 points, and they are 5th overall in the Central Division. So, obviously, they are kind of middle of the pack. They're a few points behind St. Louis for that second wildcard spot, I believe. And they need the wins if they're going to make it. They need the wins. For sure. Now, they have $8.1 million in projected cap space, which for a team that is middle of the pack, not a, very active playoff team, or not a rebuilding team either, not a playoff team neither, is actually pretty solid. That's a decent amount of cap space there. So, if they wanted to buy, they could, but I don't think that's the direction they want to go in. They have shown that they kind of want to go for this competitive rebuild type, where they kind of compete a little bit and still miss the playoffs and then get some top 15 draft picks of that sort. Well, it is kind of working out because a lot of their guys that are in the AHL, like Askarov, Leheureux, other guys as their Parsonen as well, they have won 15 straight games in the American Hockey League. I don't know if that streak's ended or extended, but as of right now, they've won 15 straight, which is a very impressive remark, especially for the American Hockey League. So, definitely, if you're a Predators fan, you should be looking at it and seeing some positive things with that. But this deadline, anyways, for Nashville could definitely be interesting. They definitely have some guys that they could sell. And there have been some talks that they very well will sell off some of these players. Your UFAs, you got Jakub Trenin, Denis Gurianov, Tommy Novak, Michael McCarron, Kiefer Sherwood, Tyson Barrie, Alex Carrier, and Kevin Lankinen as your UFAs. So you got Trenin there. Trenin will get some talks because Trenin's a solid third-line player. He will fight. He's a grit player. If Nashville wanted to move him, he could get you some pretty solid return. Not a amazing return, but a pretty solid return overall. Gurianov, kind of the same thing. You could flip him to another team for maybe like a fourth-line asset, something like that. Probably like a fourth-round draft pick maybe. Tommy Novak, another name there. He's a younger player, but definitely a guy that if they wanted to move, they could. McCarron and Sherwood, I think, probably stay or they walk at free agency. They're one of those players that like moves around from team to team in free agency. They don't really get traded that much, if that makes any sense. Barrie has been in talks. I will get into Barrie in a little bit, but definitely a guy who, if you're Nashville, could be your number one player to move potentially. And then you got Carrier as well, a fourth line, third pairing player. And then also, too, you got Lankinen, a backup goalie, who showed last night that he is probably not going to get traded if there were any rumors that he was going to get traded. Yeah, he let in 9 goals the other night against Dallas. That's not fun. Your RFAs are Philip Tomasino and Dante Fabro. So, obviously, 2 names there that actually have been in trade talks. Tomasino, a younger player. I don't think he gets moved, but still a solid guy. Fabro, a defenseman who has been in talks of being traded. Obviously, Nashville's a defensive powerhouse, and they have plenty of defensemen that are developing down below that they could move Fabro. So, maybe if the right offer comes along, hey, we could say Dante Fabro move to another roster. So, those are your UFAs and RFAs as of right now. Now, what are your needs if you're Nashville? I feel like with their loss last night against Dallas, they might move in the direction of selling. Now, they're not going to go full-blown sell where everything's cleared house, and I will get into that in a second. But I think you should conservatively sell some of your UFAs. You want picks, depth, and maybe some minor moves is what I could see happening there for Nashville. But you want draft picks. That's the biggest thing you want. If you want to get back to the team you were a few years ago, you want some draft picks to get some younger players in your system. And there have been guys that have come into the Nashville system in previous years that have looked pretty good. Like, Parsons come up and played well. Tomasino, younger guys who have shown they can be solid players in the NHL. Just Nashville, they need development. That's the biggest thing. And they've gotten development this year, but Nashville isn't a team that necessarily screams to me, yeah, they're a playoff team this year. So I think they should honestly conservatively sell. Now, what are your movable pieces? You got Tyson Barrie. I have Lankinen written down there, but I don't know if he gets moved after letting in the amount of goals he did. And then Dante Fabro, another name there too. So mainly defensemen. I think Trenin could get some talks too. But I think that Nashville could very possibly move some of their defensemen. I think Barry's the biggest name out there. I don't know how much traction Tyson Barrie is going to get necessarily, but he's a guy that could get moved possibly. We'll find out there. And then I know the big talk is Juuse Saros. I know that's going to be brought up, and he's been in rumors for a while, but for Nashville, at least right now, it's not a problem that needs to be solved right now, I don't think. Because I believe Askarov might be an RFA next year, and so is Saros. So then you solve the problem. But I think this problem is still a ways away from it becoming a bigger issue. And even then, too, I understand that you can't keep two star goalies in the NHL. You just can't do it. You can't have two of them on one team. It's just not how it works. You don't see very many instances where you see two like really good goalies on one team. I mean, maybe the Boston Bruins are an example, but like apart from that, it doesn't happen often. So there is a very solid chance that Saros gets moved, but not at this deadline. I don't really see that happening. I think they're listening. I think they're on the phone. They're getting calls. They're seeing what the market looks like, and if there's a good enough offer from a certain team, maybe they'll pull the trigger, but really, it is not a problem for Nashville right now. So anyways, that is your deadline preview for the Nashville Predators. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. Hit that subscribe button down below. I really appreciate it. The next one is the Buffalo Sabres. This is the final day of posting only one per day. It was my birthday today, so this is uploading tomorrow, but today was my birthday, so I kind of wanted to chill out a little bit and not make as many videos. So after these couple of days and today and tomorrow, we'll be uploading plenty more of deadline previews and getting those done before the end of next week. So anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.